What's going on, YouTube? It's the sports scientist Jacob here. I'm coming back at you guys on this Tuesday, November 26th, to give you guys my NBA best bets for the NBA in-season tournament games that we have on tonight. Um, I'm trying a new format. I'm only going to give you guys a couple props rather than talk through every single game and every single prop because I feel like that can get very long. Let me know if you guys want me to do that. I still can. Maybe help you guys find other plays that maybe I would put in that you're leaning towards, or maybe we can talk back and forth in the comments, or you can join my Discord link down below where we can discuss picks further. But I'm gonna stick to just giving you guys my sports science six. So it's gonna be six props that I did play. I picked six props out of the uh, dozen or so that I have in. So hopping into tonight's games, we got the first game of the night. We got the Chicago Bulls going on the road to play the Washington Wizards. Wizards are catching 5.5 at home. Bulls laying 5.5. The over/under is 244.5 points. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over 244.5 points because neither of these teams can play damn defense, and both of these teams play at the fastest pace in the NBA. Bulls play at the first fastest pace in the NBA. I think the Wizards are third. So we should expect to see a lot of points put up, and I'm personally on the Bulls. I laid 3.5. It's up to 5.5 for a good reason. The Wizards are 2-13. Their two wins coming against the Hawks. They've been blown out by double digits, I believe, in the last 9 of 11, 10 of 11 games, maybe 9 of 10. I think that the one non-double digit loss was to the Spurs by 9. So I mean, for some reason the spread doesn't make sense to me. Maybe because they're at home, they're only catching 5.5. I think it was they were on the road. They would in Bulls. It'd be double digits. So I'm on the Bulls tonight. Then we got the Milwaukee Bucks going on the road to take on the Miami Heat, and I'm on the Miami Heat money line. I feel like Giannis right now basically has to be the superhero, and once they get Chris Middleton back, the Bucks will be a little better. But they've been a lot worse of a team on the road this season, and the Heat the past couple of years. I think they're around a 75% on the money line at home, so I'm gonna back the Miami Heat tonight. I believe they're getting Terry Rozier back. They got Tyler Hero playing out of his mind. They got Bam and Jimmy, so they got a good core there. Then we got the Houston Rockets. They're playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. Timberwolves are laying 3.5, over under 220.5, which kind of makes sense. Timberwolves been playing kind of slow. Rockets are a very good defense, but I don't really have a side in this game that much because the Timberwolves should be the better team, but their record does not say. They've been playing very bad. The Rockets, they've been playing well lately. Jalen Green is questionable, so I mean, I didn't really want to pick a side here. Um, I probably would lean the Rocket spread if I had to pick a side. San Antonio Spurs going on the road to play the Utah Jazz. Over under 224.5. I believe it opened up at 227. I got the Jazz at +3. The Jazz have been playing great at home this year, and I mean the Spurs are just getting Wemby back. I think Devin Vassell is out, so it's Castle, Paul, Wemby, but I mean, Marketing, Collins, they've been running a big lineup. They've been playing pretty well. So I'm back in the Utah Jazz, and I'm back in the home team. And then the game of the night, big superstar names, big news here. We got the Los Angeles Lakers going on the road to take on the Phoenix Suns. Suns laying 2.5. The over/under is 234.5. And I mean, personally, I'm on the under. Like, I know there's a lot of these star names because the Suns, they're getting Bradley Beal back. They're getting Kevin Durant back. They got Devin Booker. On the Los Angeles side, you got LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. But last time these two teams played, I believe it was 109, 105. And especially in an in-season tournament, I feel like you can see a lot more defensive play. Like these guys are gonna want to go at one another and really try to shut down the scoring. So I do have a couple player props in that game, but I'd be careful. I'd be honestly more looking toward the under in this situation. I didn't want to play a side because it's near a pick 'em. Um, Moving into the player props here, my first player prop comes from the San Antonio Spurs Jazz game. I got Keontae George. I got him under 7.5 assists. You can play this down to 6.5. I actually played it under 7.5 and -130 on DraftKings. You could also play it. I played it at +120 on Bet365 to go under 6.5. I mean, this line just doesn't make sense to me. I get Clarkson's out, right? And he's over this line in 2 out of 3 games. But he's only averaging 10.3 potential assists in those games and just 8.7 potentials last year in a bigger sample size with Clarkson out and 25 minutes. Like, the last game where he had this outlier number of crazy amount of assists, I believe he's coming off a game with 9 assists. The Jazz shot like 60% from 3 or something. Like, they were converting at an insane rate, which I don't see is going to happen tonight. We just saw him play the Spurs where he got 5 assists on 6 potentials, and it's because the Spurs allowed the 5th least assist to point guard. So I think it's a good play. I would honestly go play it under 6.5. I think that's the only thing left available on the books. Then next player prop, same game. Let's go to the other point guard. I like Chris Paul, and I like him over his assist prop. He's over this in 11 of 17 games this season. He's averaging 8.5 assists per game, and he's over this in 75% of his last 8 games, and he now faces the Jazz for the 4th time this season, and every single game against the Jazz, he's going over this line. The Jazz are assist funnels to point guards. They just have such a weak defense, and they sag off that they find they allow for easy assists from passes from the primary ball handler. It's been a system play I've really been going to all year, targeting point guard assist props versus the Jazz, and he's averaging 16 potential assists per game. And like I said, the Jazz allow the 2nd most assists to point guards and the 4th most overall. And because it's a 2.5 point spread, we should see Chris Paul around 30 minutes. That's plenty of time he needs to get some assists, get some buckets to maybe his guy Wembanyama out there shooting threes tonight. Then we're moving on to that first game of the night, the Chicago Bulls versus Washington Wizards. Very, very super fast-paced game with that over-under of around 244 points. Like I said, there you go. Chicago ranks 2nd fastest in pace, and Washington ranks 4th. So there should be a ton of points put up tonight with very weak defenses. And who else am I going to turn to for assist props? Then my guy Joshua Giddey on the Chicago Bulls. He's over this line in 12 out of 18 games this season and 10 out of 14 games where he plays 25 minutes. And we see the spread's only 5.5 now, so it should be a shootout to the end. So he should be seeing a lot of minutes as long as he stays out of foul trouble, which he usually does. He's averaging almost 11 potential assists per game this season, and when he's had 10-plus potential assists and played just 22 minutes, he's over this in 11 of 13 games, averaging 2 assists more than we need tonight. He's over this line in 5 out of 7 games versus top 10 pace teams, and we see Washington's 4th top pace, and his only 2 misses came against OKC and Houston, which, like I said, these are 2 of the best defenses in the entire NBA. And he's averaging 12 potential assists versus top 10 pace teams. The Wizards give up the 7th most assists overall and the 2nd most to point guards. So this is basically another system play that I love running. So we're going to back Giddey tonight to get 6 assists. In that same game, I love his center down low. Who's Giddey going to pass to? Nikola Vucevic, probably the most consistent player in the NBA this year. He's covered this line in 10 out of 18 games, and 5 of those 8 misses are coming within 2 points of this 19.5 point total. And the Wizards are allowing the most points per game to centers in the entire NBA, almost 29 points per game. You might be able to take him at plus money to get around 25 points. He may get 25 points tonight. He scored 32% of his points this season in the restricted area. Wizards, terrible. They rank 24th defensively. He's cleared this line in every game against opponents with a bottom 15 restricted area defense this season, averaging, like I said, near 25 points per game. And both of these teams rank top 5 in pace. So he's once again 243.5. It's now up to 244, 244.5. Either way, there's going to be a lot of points put up, and Vucevic should be able to put up 20 of them. Moving on to my 5th player prop I'm giving you guys here. The data looks amazing on this one. We got Jaden McDaniels, under 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists for the Timberwolves going against the Rockets tonight. He's under this line in almost 70% of his games this year and 86% at home. Last year, he was under this line in 70% of games and 74% at home. So you have the entire last year's sample size. He has to face now, like I said, Houston's one of the best defenses in the NBA. It's because they got Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Amon Thompson, Tari Eason. They're all amazing defenders, and they match up well with Jaden McDaniels. And the Rockets currently allow the least amount of points, rebounds, and assists to opposing small forwards, which is where McDaniels plays. And he scores almost all of his points from in the paint and catch and shoot, which they currently allow the 10th least and 2nd least respectively. So I think he's going to struggle to find the hoop tonight. And then my final play tonight that I'm going to give you guys, I found this one last night. I think it was a hidden gem, and I think the community's caught on really quickly. But same game, we got Rudy Gobert here, and I have him to get a double-double. And it looks like a tough matchup on paper, but Gobert has just dominated the Rockets in this matchup. He's gotten a double-double 6 out of the last 6 times he's faced Alfred Sengun on the Houston Rockets. Houston's allowing the 7th most rebounds to opposing centers. He's hit over 9.5 rebounds in 11 of 16 games, and he averages 11.1, and his line for this game is 11.5. So the books are projecting him to already get over 10 rebounds, which we need for the double-double. So then you go to the points. He's also crushed this 9.5 points this season, and he's hit the over this in the last 5 games, averaging 12 points. So if he's averaging over 10 points, 10 rebounds, that's our double-double right there. The Houston team allows the 6th most points to the pick and roll man, which he gets 20% of his points from, and the 8th most free throw attempts this season, where he scores 20% of his points from. So tonight, I'm hoping Gobert can make it 7 for 7. So that's 6. That's my Sports Science 6 player props for you guys to lock in for tonight's NBA in-season tournament. I'll be back tomorrow, probably maybe with a video, but definitely on X if you want to follow me there. And definitely I'll be sharing all my plays in my Discord down below. But yeah, but I believe every single team in action the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a big slate, good chance to make money. I would love you guys to come in my Discord, talk. It's a good time. I've really been enjoying it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Have a happy Thanksgiving if I don't post. Peace.